My speech is, should water be a global priority? So, some people may be confused by the question, should water be a global priority? And, of course it is. Everyone needs water to live. You gotta stay hydrated. That's not exactly what I mean. Of course you do need water to live, but there are other problems involving water, such as, there's a lack of water in some places, like Africa. Some lesser developed places in Africa have less water than other parts of the world. But what I'll be talking about today is problems that don't necessarily involve humans. It does, but not directly. And there's less water than there was before some of these problems arose. Some of the problems are global warming, pollution, and the main topic for my presentation is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence uses water. Some people don't know this. I didn't know this until very recently. But artificial intelligence, or I'll just be calling it AI most of the time, it consumes water to power itself. You need data centers that they use to power AI. And this is talking about generative AI. That's what most people think about anyway. But AI also counts as, autocorrect on your phone or in games, websites and stuff. That's all artificial intelligence. But now, today, what most people think about when you say artificial intelligence or AI is generative AI, which is what writes essays and stuff. People use it in school to cheat. I didn't AI this, I wrote all this. People use it to cheat in school. Some people use it to make pictures. Some people sell art that AI generated online. But AI, the artificial intelligence industry, runs on electricity. That's a given. It's a electronic technology. But they get that electricity that they use to power it. A lot of it comes from water. And that's how a lot of places do that now, is they boil water to get electricity. And it uses a lot. So the largest AI company is OpenAI. They have ChatGPT. That's what most people know when you think of generative AI, is ChatGPT. It's the most popular one. It's very widespread and accessible. And this will be a hypothetical real quick. Is just, if you wrote out a 100-word prompt into ChatGPT, if you wrote 100 words to tell it what you want, if you just wrote 100 words, that consumes roughly, all this is fairly rough because there's no way to know 100%. It will consume roughly 500 milliliters of water. That's 2.5 cups. That's more than this. That's more than that. That's 2 cups right there. 2.8 cups. I believe I said 2.5 earlier. Excuse me. 2.8 cups. And whenever they boil that water, it turns into steam. And I'm not an expert on all this, so I do not know exactly how they get electricity from boiling this water. But I do know that it's a problem because, after you boil water, you can't drink it. That was all hypothetical, the 2.8 cups. That's only if it's a 100-word prompt. And that's from one person every time. And some people write thousands of words of prompts because they want the AI to get specifically down exactly what they need. And it consumes a lot of water because that's everyone all across the world. Of course not everyone, but tons, thousands, millions even maybe, of people using AI every day, consuming so much water. And so if even 100 people across the world used a 100-word prompt, it would consume 13.19 gallons of water if they all wrote a 100-word prompt. In reality, that's not a lot. 13.19 gallons, that's more than anyone could drink in a day. That is not a lot compared to the reality. The reality is the entire AI industry as a whole, it consumes 39.16 million gallons of water. That's daily. But that's so much water. 39.16 million gallons. I mean, this seems like a lot of water to drink. That's only 2 cups. So in short, that's the AI industry. It uses so much water that if it gets as big as some people say that it will, some people say AI is like the future. But if it gets that big, we might boil all the water to drink. So if you use AI in your daily life to, like I said, cheat on tests, maybe just do the test. Not that hard. Because I think getting a failing grade, or just not being able to create an image or code, is better than, the extinction of life on Earth. But that's just me. Anyways, thank you for listening to me, and have a good day.